heavyweight division. So we're going to, we're going to take our time, but step him up. I think he's going to be coming back on May 18th, and I think Joe Joyce is going to come back on May 18th as well. They're coming. Both fighters are coming. Oh, great. Okay.
Smashed up.
Hey, boys, come and help. No, my boys are coming. Hold on.
Thank you. That's so scary.
They're not boys anymore. Young men. I call them boys.
Thank you, sir.
They're always going to be boys, right? Yeah. But the heavyweight, you're absolutely right, and you get some questions for the heavyweight. What a great time for the heavyweights. I haven't seen it like that. So there's some great current champions, but some great young talent coming up as well. They were trying to leave. But you can't escape Kelly Swanson. Or you, exactly. You're going getting back, right? Well, there he is, the new pound-for-pound champion, Errol Spence. As I said, that fight tonight, you didn't win with your size and your strength. You won it with your skills. That was the most impressive display of skills I have ever seen, and I've seen a lot of big fights and big fighters. That was really record-breaking. You deserve to be crowned as pound-for-pound the best fighter in the world. That's what you are. And you have an unbelievable future ahead of you. Dallas, Texas, the US, the world can be happy to have somebody like you. And I said to the media before, your era has started. It's the Spence era. The Mayweather era has stopped, has ended. It's your time now. It's your era. And there's so many great fights for you out there. And let's go and get them all. Give it up for the IBF welterweight world.
I want to thank everybody for being here. This has been a long training camp, been frustrating, just me. Everybody know I'm like a low-key guy, so I don't really, talk to a lot of media. Or if I have my fight come up, you're not going to see me. Or you might just see me at a fight and things like that. But, I'm not on the scene like that. And, it was kind of hard for me because it's something new, trying to sell these pay-per-view buys because, you got to be more outspoken. You got a lot of press obligations. You got to go out of town and things like that. That was kind of frustrating, especially in the last week of training camp when you're trying to make weight and they got you, keep coming to the stadium, doing this, doing that. It just got frustrated. So even at the press conference, I lashed out a lot. And then a lot of people, a lot of so-called experts was writing me off saying, Mikey's a smarter boxer, or I can't box, I can't do this, I can't do that. So, tonight I just wanted to show that, I do have, boxing ability. I can box, I can use my jab. I do have high boxing IQ, it's not, it's a reason why, I was an Olympian and had over 30 international competition and had success on the international level as an amateur. So I just wanted to prove that tonight, and, I think I did that. I did hear that they was planning on stopping the fight. His brother was, but Mikey wanted to keep going. Mikey has a lot of heart. I think he prided himself on being, a tough, Mexican fighter. They're born and bred just for, big hearts. So he didn't want to stop it. And I was kind of surprised he was taking the shots, but then again, he's a veteran. He done sparred, since a little kid with, top guys, Edwin Valero and other guys. So I knew that, he has good composure, has good fundamentals, and has good ability. So his defense was on point. So a lot of shots, he started picking off. And I think, in the later rounds, he kind of went in, survival mode and kept just doing enough just to, stay in the fight a little bit.
Errol, good afternoon. Congratulations. This is the official coronation as the best boxer in the world, pay-per-view star going forward. How do you rate Mikey now as far as all the opponents that you have faced overall now in your professional career? Where do you rate him as far as difficulty?
I feel like it wasn't difficult at all. I got to credit my coach. Just, great game plan. Like, I told people that, they were going to see a different side of me. They were going to see a guy that, did have high boxing IQ. I just felt insulted, just throughout the whole training camp where people were saying that he was smarter than me, and I felt insulted that, a lot of these reporters here was agreeing with him. And, a lot of these, Hall of Fame fighters like Sugar Ray Leonard and other guys was, going for Mikey Garcia when, his own ethnic group was going for him. And top guys like Marquez and other people like that, Marco Antonio Barrero was going for Mikey Garcia, but you got guys like Ray Leonard and Mike Tyson, going for Mikey Garcia or saying Mikey Garcia was gonna win. So, that kind of rubbed me wrong too. But, I rate Mikey. Mikey's still good, man. Mikey still can go down. He's a great fighter. He showed a lot of heart, just for taking this fight and staying in the fight too. So, it's nothing but respect for Mikey Garcia. I just felt, throughout the whole, press tour, things like that, it was a little bit too arrogant. Thank you.
Congratulations, Errol. The game plan was so simple, it's almost like a 1-2 the entire night. When you first started to break him down, did you see that right away, or was it something that you worked with Derek on in training camp and kind of watching film, came up with that?
It's something we worked on. It just naturally, I had the longer reach, so, the fastest way to get to your opponent is with a straight punch, so it's the jab. And that's my lead hand. So we wanted to work off the jab. I've been having a great jab, and we wanted to work off the jab and then break them down from there. So that's what we did. And a lot of times, like a lot of people don't understand, like with game, if you watch Mikey Garcia, like a lot of times he jump in with his punches, or he loads up with his right hand. So an easy step back with a jab can offset that. And that's something that, we just break down and just learned in camp. And, my coach made it to my attention. And, we just followed the game plan. It worked out well.
Errol, was there anything about this fight that did concern you? Like you talked about Mikey being so confident or arrogant. Did it at all, create any kind of doubts in you about what this fight was going to be?
It didn't concern me at all. It actually put a chip on my shoulder. If he wasn't so arrogant, he probably might have caught me off guard a little bit. But, with his arrogance and, his brother and, his brothers and everybody else. And I watch everything on YouTube when I'm fighting my opponent. So when I see people, saying different things and how they're going to beat me easy, he has more power than me, he's stronger than me, he's faster than me, his footwork's better than me, his boxing IQ is better than me. He put a big chip on my shoulder. He made me really lock in training camp and, do what I did, basically, outclass him.
And similarly, you get Manny Pacquiao to step in the ring, and basically he's a 10 years older version of Mikey Garcia. So can you honestly say, knowing what you know about your own skill, that would be a competitive, good fight?
Well, it's definitely a competitive fight. Like I said, Manny Pacquiao, he's blood and guts. So that'd definitely be a great fight. He's a future Hall of Famer, and he's on his way out, and I definitely give him that retirement check that he's been needing.
Yeah! Mr. Spence, congratulations on your victory tonight. I'd like to know, I'm probably one of the few in here that gave Garcia the second and the third round. Coming into the fourth round, it seemed like you exhibited all that pissed offness that you shared, and then just went to destroying this guy. What was different coming out from the third round to the fourth round?
I'm just working off the game plan. We wanted to fill him out through the rounds and see how he was gonna come, and then the fourth round I feel like I could get him, but I didn't get him the fourth round, so I, went back to throwing my jab and picking him off, and then I tried to go get him again, and I just couldn't get him out of there. So, I tried to press on the gas, but it wasn't a man down tonight.
In that seventh and eighth round, that's when you really tried to put it to him. It looked like he was really trying to dig deep with body punches.
Yeah, I was trying to stop him with either his corner to stop the fight, but they wasn't budging, and I was like, damn.
Good fight out you.
Errol right here. Congratulations, tremendous performance from you tonight. If you can't get Manny Pacquiao, and you know, he says he's going to fight in July. I'm not sure if he'll fight you or somebody else.
I'm ready in July.
You ready in July?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, if you can't get Manny Pacquiao, and it's obviously it's going to be probably more his call.
We'll smoke Sean too.
Say again?
So I'll smoke Sean too.
Well, I was gonna ask you. So, who, if you can't get Manny next, is it Porter that you want? Is it Thurman?
Oh,
that you want?
definitely. I went in the ring and called out Sean Porter when he fought Danny Garcia. He said it was an easy fight to be made, and then next thing you know, he's fighting his mandatory. So I mean, Ugas is a tough fighter. He's a great Cuban fighter, but you know, he could have bypassed that and unified, but he didn't want that. So I fought Mikey Garcia, which turned out to be good. So Manny Pacquiao don't want to fight, then I give him that smoke that he been asking for. Herman said we're not fighting 2020, so I don't know. Thurman.
Hey, Errol, we're just saying it's your time now. Just think back, what you've gone through, and to be now the best boxer in fighting, best pound for pound boxer in fighting. What's your thoughts on just where you've come and where you are now?
I'm just humble, man. It's been a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifice and a lot of times running by myself and just going to the gym with my dad. And for me, I give my mom and my dad all the glory for me being up here because before I had any potential at all, my dad was bringing me to the gym, coming home from work, tired, driving trucks all night, and then coming home from work and taking me to the gym and basically taking me all over international tournaments and buying hotels and rental cars and investing his time and money and not being able to be with my other siblings or come to their events because he was focused on me. So it's been a lot of sacrifice from not me, my family, and my mother, my father, my siblings, my coach and things like that. Back when I was an amateur, I wasn't making $1. So it's very humbling. That's why I work so hard and I stay focused and stay dedicated because I know just as much time that I put in this and sacrifice, it's my family put in much time and sacrifice a lot with me too.
Errol, congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Hey, you said Mike Garcia was gonna win too.
I did. Errol.
I told you I watch everything. I watch everything.
I'm flattered that you care.
I watch everything. I told you that. I told Mikey that I watch everything.
I asked this of Richard. The bottom line is the other PBC welterweights. You know who they are: Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Adrian Broner, and Keith Thurman. They've all fought each other. They have not fought you. In your heart of hearts, based on tonight, do you think any of them will step up now? And what about the second part of the question, the specter of one Terrence Crawford?
I think they will because the money right now. Like I always say on Twitter, you always see me post tables turn. A lot of these guys didn't want to fight when I was calling them out with 13-0, and you look at all the YouTube videos with Sean Porter saying he's not looking at me. He never wanted to fight me. He wanted to fight Danny Garcia and things like that. But now, everybody energy changed, and now, guys want to fight me and things like that because, I'm turning into the money man.
So what about
We can get that too.
Hey, EJ, congratulations to you, Derek, Mr. Spence. How much fun were you having out there? Because it looked like you went to Orthodox for a second, if I'm not mistaken. I know you work on that in the gym. And was this the one-sided massacre you were looking for?
No, I was looking for the stoppage, but it didn't happen. But I was having fun in there. I felt good, like I said, and just fighting at home and fighting in front of my family, friends, and my people from the city. They was just it was great, and just have everybody come out and just a warm welcoming, and coming out to local guys I grew up with, Yellow Bees and Trap Boy Freddy. And coming out with the Lancaster band, so it was just great, just getting that warm welcome in and just fighting in front of 40-some thousand plus of my fans.
Errol, Valencia King, KKVI BCTV, congratulations on the win. You just kind of touched on my question about the community support, but during the week you actually got to stand face to face with your supporters. What was that interaction for you like?
It was great. Just standing face to face with them, and I don't get mad, especially with a lot of Spanish people from Dallas. rep for Mikey Garcia and want Mikey Garcia to win because it's understandable. Like, I mean, you know, Mexicans have a lot of pride, you know, and they have a lot of pride in their flag and, you know, in their ethnicity. So, you know, I respect them for, you know, going with their guy, just like me. You know, Andre Ward fight Kovalev, I'm going for Andre Ward. I mean, like Terrence Crawford fighting Americano, I'm going for Terrence Crawford. I mean, I'm gonna go for my guy just like they gonna go for their guy. So, you know, I respect them for that. And, you know, they was never distasteful. You know, of course, you know, sometimes I got booed and things like that, but it was never nothing ugly or somebody saying something ugly and things like that. So, you know, I have nothing but respect for them, and hopefully, you know, I won them over as fans too.
And you may not consider yourself in the role model position, but you have young fighters that look up to you. What would you say so they can take that attitude of keeping that chip on their shoulder?
I just tell them never get complacent, because it's easy to get complacent, especially when you start earning money and start getting a lot of notoriety. And, you know, don't let, you know, stay with your feet on the ground, because, you know, when you're that top amateur and people hyping you up and telling you this, and you win Prospect of the Year, and you beat people easily, you know, you can always get complacent and you know, stop training hard, or you get more money. Like Marvin Hagler said, he said it's hard to wake up when, he said something, when it's hard to wake up when you got, when you're sleeping on silk sheets. Yeah, on silk pajamas. So, you know, you have to keep that chip, or you got to keep that underdog mentality, and that's what I always keep, the underdog mentality. Even if I know I'm going to win, I know I'm going to beat this guy easy, you know, I always, you know, psych myself out mentally where, you know, I just find a reason, either on YouTube or anywhere, I find a reason why, you know, I'm going to train harder and focus and things like that. So that's why a lot of times when I'm fighting my opponent, I watch things that they say, and it just psychs me out, and it's like, man, I'm going to punish this dude.
Errol, congratulations. My question is, out of all the fighters out there, regardless of affiliation, who do you think is the one that's going to give you the toughest challenge?
Nobody?
I don't think nobody. I mean, a lot of y'all thought me and Mikey was gonna give me a huge challenge. I mean, y'all thought I was just a big brute or something. Just come forward, you know, but, you know, I showed y'all a different element and, you know, a different game plan. So, I mean, I really don't know. Like, people are like, is Mikey Garcia your hardest fight? I was like, on paper he is, but I really don't. You got to ask me after the fight, because I really don't know till I get in there with him. So, you know, I don't know yet. I mean, the welterweight division is packed. I mean, you got Terrence Crawford, you got Sean Porter, you got Keith Thurman, you know, you got guys like Ugas, you know, you got a couple guys there, Danny Garcia. So, you know, it's packed and it's a loaded division. So, I mean, any of them fights can be tough, especially if you're not on your A game. So, you know, with me, you know, my job is stay on my A game, stay focused, and whoever I fight next is gonna be in trouble because I'm keeping my weight down now too. So I'm gonna have way more energy. I'm standing around 160.
Question for Derek. In what ways do you think Errol showed that he was the superior fighter regardless of size and weight and strength?
He just, with the jab, the way he controlled tempo. It was the jab and the way that he controlled the tempo. I listened to a lot of the interviews, and I hear people say how intelligent he is and how great his timing is. And what I thought, and I said to myself, I said, just keep the jab in his face so he'll keep thinking. So he won't even get the opportunity to react, because he'll have to deal with the jab in his face. And that was just like really the key element, because if you keep him busy, he won't have time to think. He'll be worried about getting away from the jab, and that's really basically what happened. I mean, the jab broke him down, and that was kind of it.
Errol, you were really loading up at the end of the fight. The pressures of, was there any extra pressure in this being a pay-per-view fight, and the way you performed in the ring and the way you want to put on a show differently maybe than other fights?
Oh, there was no pressure. Like I said, people have more pressure on you than yourself or you allow it. So, you know, with me, you know, we train hard. I was, you know, sparring 15 rounds and came going 30-second rest. Like I said, I sparred light heavyweights. You know, I rarely sparred welterweights. Like, it was hard for me to find somebody his size because, you know, a lot of those dudes, I stopped. You know, I beat them up real bad. So, you know, I need somebody, if I'm gonna hit them, they're gonna hit me back. And I need the more intensity and the thinking more than you know, sparring the little guy. So, you know, it wasn't hard at all.
You know, and secondly, you know, you noted the very pro Mikey crowd in here. You know, with this being a hometown fight, I mean, is that a chip on your shoulder now moving forward to make sure that, you know, the next time you fight here, it's a lot, you know, more of a pro Spence crowd than it is for the other guy?
I mean, it's like I answered before. I mean, I don't blame, you know, a lot of people, a lot of Spanish people and, you know, ethnicity. I mean, Texas, you know, we have a lot of Mexicans here, and like I said, Mexicans are, you know, very powerful. You know, they're proud of their ethnicity, and, you know, they represent, you know, their people. So, you know, I can't get mad because, you know, a Mexican American supporting another Mexican American. I mean, that's their ethnicity, so I can't get mad for the support. I love them.
Where you at? Mr. Rich. Mr. Rich.
Earl, congrats again, man. Just like Richard just said, so does that make you the ultimate A-side, regardless of who you see? You're the new Bob Posh, you're the new shot caller?
I mean, I leave that up to, you know, my management. I can give 2 cares about A, B, whatever. Like, I come here to fight. It's when we fight, it's one ring, one ref, and it's me and you. So, you know, you walking out first, me walking out last, I don't care. We both gonna get in the ring, we both gotta fight. So, I mean, of course, it's good to be an A-side because, you know, it's more money on that side. So, for that aspect, yeah, but, I mean, I think I'm the A-side with a lot of these guys, because a lot of these guys can't, you know, they're not selling, they can't sell everything. Like, even with, in Frisco, and I sold out 15,000 plus, you know, and that was with, you know, somebody nobody knew. So I can't sell tickets, and I sold 15,000 plus by myself. So, I mean, you know, this has been a great event, and like I said, you know, I think going on, I am the A-side.
And you hit the nail on the head, 15,000 at Frisco, 47 tonight. And this performance on pay-per-view, do you think you're officially now the new face of boxing? And is that mantle that Floyd left vacant when he walked away officially yours? Or do you think you still need some work to do?
Oh, no, I still got work to do. I still have a lot of work to do, man. Still, you know, a lot of opponents in my weight class. There's still belts out there, you know. So I still got a lot of work to do. I still got to put on, you know, more performances, more pay-per-view fights and things like that. So I'm not going to say I'm the best out there right now.
Hold on quickly. I want to ask Mikey. Mikey is here, so you guys can ask Mikey questions as well. If you can maybe wait and sit down so we can have both of these great warriors up here. As I said before, you know, Mikey Garcia is and always will be a 4-division world champion. He's a great warrior. Tonight he really showed balls. I've never seen anything like it. A true warrior. And as I said at the end of today, sometimes you reach for the stars, you dare to be great. Sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't. But what is important that you try. Because if you don't try, you won't get. And that's not just in boxing, that's in any walk of life. Welcome now to 4-division world champion, Mikey Garcia.
Hey guys, what a show. It was great, you know, great show. We had a lot of fans. You know, I appreciate all the love and support. You know, I fought hard. I tried to, you know, make history. I tried to move up in weight, and, you know, I thought I was going to be able to pull it off, and unfortunately it wasn't my way. You know, I got to give credit to Errol. He had a great game plan. You know, he used that jab, that distance. You know, he knew how to control that very well. A few moments that I tried to make adjustments, you know, he had something in return. So, you know, he showed, you know, great boxing. You know, I tried to do everything I could to make my adjustments, but, you know, just couldn't get it off. But I'm still very, very happy with the performance. You know, I tried my best, and, you know, we worked hard for this. I really wanted to win it, and, you know, it just feel a little bummed out I couldn't pull it off. But overall, you know, it was a great experience, great show. You know, Errol Spence is a terrific champion. You know, the best in the welterweight division. You know, very strong. And I'm just very happy that we were able to put this fight together. This is what boxing needs. You know, two of the best pound-for-pound fighters fighting each other. you know, and that doesn't come often, you know, it doesn't happen often. So I was very happy that we could put this together. I'm sure all the fans, you know, were watching in excitement, and you know, all the people watching on pay-per-view, I'm sure they also got a, you know, a good treat from it, because you know, it's not often that we get these type of fights, and that's what I want to give, you know, nothing but great fights, and I think we succeeded at that. So I just want to say thank you everybody, you know, for coming out, you know. Anything else, you know, we'll see what happens after this, but you know, I thought it was a good show. Thank you.
You want to have a seat? Questions, go ahead, yes, please.
Question right here.
Mikey, this is Jaime with All Access Elite Boxing. My question to you is, you know, you took this fight, as you stated, you fight for legacy. Your dream was to win you know, 5 titles in 5 different divisions. You went and aimed straight at the best fighter, pound for pound at 147. Do you foresee yourself in the future potentially fighting a Thurman, a Pacquiao, or even a Crawford, or even a Porter for that matter, in hopes of achieving your dream?
Well, I'll go back right now, talk to my dad, my brother, and make a decision. Right now, I don't have a decision made yet. I feel that, you know, there are other names that I could possibly, you know, get a title from, and I could still pull it off, but it wasn't possible tonight. You know, we fought the best welterweight, you know, the baddest man in that division, and we just couldn't pull it off. But we'll go back and see what options we have. You know, I could stay at a lower weight class maybe, or maybe stay there and go after a different title.
Mikey, antes que nada, felicidades por el corazón enorme, no solamente tú, sino de toda tu familia. Un momento en donde tu esquina decía, ya no más. Sin embargo, el corazón de guerrero mexicano que tienes te hizo ir adelante. Te comento que las redes sociales estallaron en México y con los paisanos aquí en Estados Unidos. Hoy te respetan más a pesar de la derrota. ¿Qué significa que la raza te siga apoyando en las buenas y en las malas?
No, gracias. Mira, en realidad yo estuve peleando lo mejor que pude, tratando de sacar la pelea adelante. Él es muy buen peleador, tenía muy buena respuesta para todo lo que yo quise hacer. Y entonces hubo unos rounds donde me conectó bastante. Y pues sí, la esquina, para cuidar al peleador, pensó que a lo mejor era tiempo de parar la pelea. Le dije a mi hermano que no, yo estaba bien, no estaba lastimado, me conectó golpes, pues es boxeo. Así es el boxeo, pero no me lastimó. Yo me sentía todavía con ganas de continuar y pues sí, el corazón, yo pensé que yo podía todavía sacar esta pelea y conectar un golpe y lastimarlo y sacar la victoria. Desafortunadamente no se pudo. Estoy contento de que todo mi público me ha respaldado bien, se llenó de mucha gente que vino a apoyarme y pues demostré que en realidad tengo para competir, para estar en estas divisiones, aunque no fue de mi parte, no fue de mi lado. A lo mejor hay otro campeonato que sí pueda conseguir más en el futuro. Ahorita no tengo planes todavía, pero eso lo veremos en un futuro cercano.
Y rápidamente, me dijo recientemente Lomachenko, y ya estaba para Robert y para ti, me dice, si están en 135, si vuelven a esa división, lo estoy esperando, la pelea que mucha gente quiere.
Sí, en peso ligero es la pelea más interesante, en realidad una pelea con Lomachenko será lo más grande. Espero poder conseguirla, en realidad esa es una pelea muy atractiva. Voy a ver qué se puede hacer para negociar esa pelea, porque sí es una pelea que el público ha pedido bastante ya en un par de años, pero como digo, no tengo planes todavía, no sé en qué división voy a estar. Hablo con mi papá, con mi hermano y pronto les daremos una respuesta. Gracias.
Maybe quickly say that in English as well, since it's a question about what he thinks about the Lomachenko.
The first question, you know, about the the fight itself. You know, I showed a lot of heart, and a lot of people now respect me a lot more for the way I fought and you know, for going against the best. And you know, honestly, like I said, you know, I tried. I fought well. I fought hard. At one point, my brother mentioned, you know, maybe it's time to call it a night, or you know, he doesn't want to see me get hurt, and my dad also. But I wasn't hurt at any point like that. I got hit a couple. It's boxing, you know. I got hit with a couple shots. It's the way it is. But I said no. Let me continue. You know, let me fight through. I can still pull it off. I felt like I probably still could. I felt like I could have one punch and maybe turn it around. Unfortunately, it didn't go that way. And then to the question about Lomachenko, I would love a fight with Lomachenko. but I haven't made a decision to come down to 135 just yet. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Let me sit back with my brother later and my dad, and we'll figure out what division I'm gonna come down. And if maybe I stay at 47, maybe I come down to 35. But at 35, that is the most interesting fight with Lomachenko, and I would love to take on that fight.
Right here.
This is a question for Errol. This is World Breaker Fighting. My question is, pushing out all the politics and all the other things that are involved in boxing, what is it going to take to make you undisputed to unify this division? A lot of fans are really clamoring for a unified 47.
It's just gonna take everybody to cooperate. I mean, we got Porter, who say he wants to fight. And then we got Thurman, who has a belt. And then the most difficult fight to be made is Terrence Crawford fighting. So, I don't know how that's gonna get made. I mean, it's for Bob to talk to, my management, Al, and they come to agreement. But I think that, the Manny Pacquiao floor fight was made. So, I think that happened.
Congratulations, Spence. And this question is for Mikey. Were you surprised by Spence's power?
Look, he's got power. He does have power. I felt like I was blocking a lot of the shots early on, and I was trying to give him trouble by not landing shots. But then he started picking up the pace a lot more, and it was hard for me to keep up that defense. So shots started coming through. Like I said, at no one point did he hurt me and stun me like that. But he does have power. I felt good though. I felt strong also. I felt like I could also hurt him possibly, but it just wasn't there. He was slick and he avoided getting hit. And by the time I would try to come back, he had more punches on top, and it was a good fight. He put up a very good fight.
Errol, I remember you told me in our interview that you were going to surprise people because you do box. You are a well-rounded fighter. Going back to that, Mikey, were you surprised by that he could actually have the angles? He has ring IQ. He was not just a brawler, he was also a boxer.
No, I wasn't surprised. I know he has all the skills. Like I said before, he reminds me of myself a lot, because he does everything very well. Very good footwork, good speed, distance, timing, he does it very well. And he had an answer to every adjustment that I tried to do. When I tried to put a little bit of pressure and walk forward, he took baby steps back, kept that distance, kept that jab out there, and it was working for him, He used his distance and reach very effective. And when I was trying to box on the outside, he knew how far to walk forward. He didn't get too close. He's very good. He reminds me of me. And, he pulled off a great game plan, and he had answers for everything that I tried to do. It just wasn't, it's not that I was surprised. I knew he was going to be able to do this, and he pulled it off very well.
We're going to let Errol Spence go. You had a question for Spence? Okay, this is the last question for Spence here, and then we're going to let him go.
Hey, Errol, most people consider Terrence Crawford the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and you the best welterweight in the world. And most people were clamoring to see that fight. After a hell of a performance today, people are going to be clamoring for even more. Are you willing to go to Terrence Crawford, Amir Khan fight, to put more pressure on Terrence Crawford to make that fight happen next?
No.
Watch it on TV. All right, thank you.
Mike, we still in chat, baby.
Everybody hang on, we're still having a press conference, please.
Can you talk about the legacy that's at play in regards to, forcing yourself to take on the toughest opponent and pressing yourself to, take the fight that may be uncomfortable, that your own, family is telling you not to. We know that happens with promoters and television networks as well, of being your own boss.
Look, in order to leave a lasting impression, cement your name, you gotta go after the biggest challenge, the biggest fights. If I want to protect the record and just fight, contenders just to make a quick paycheck and keep moving on and racking up wins, that's not gonna be something to be remembered. I don't want that. That's not something that I wanted. I made it a goal of mine after my return to fight the biggest fights, the biggest challenges, so that people can appreciate, you know, who I am as a fighter. And that's why I took on this fight. You know, like I said, I wanted to, you know, establish that legacy. I was, you know, trying to be great, and I think that, you know, I just,
thank you,
you know,
brother. Appreciate
feel that that's what a real champion needs to be doing. You know,
Appreciate it. It's all right.
giving, you know, the greatest fights available.
Dare to be great. Dare to be great. That's what you get.
Hey Mikey, you said that you saw something in Errol Spence that in my Peterson fight that led you to believe that you could beat him. Was it different for you in the ring than what you thought that you saw? Did you see those same openings, or was it, you know?
Look, I've always said, you know, it's not that I saw something in his game plan or in his, you know, holes in his game or anything like that. I just felt that I was better than him in everything that he did. And I tried to make the adjustments and try to work the way I believed that I could. But he had an answer. Like I said, he had an answer to it too. Whenever I walked forward, he boxed on the outside, which I knew he could box. But I thought I was going to be able to do it quicker. And he just, you know, had an answer, kept that distance. His height and reach, you know, the southpaw stance always complicate things. I tried to make those adjustments. Yeah, I just couldn't do it. You know, he showed me that he's a better fighter, you know, keeping that distance. I thought I was going to be able to, you know, maybe get on the inside at times. Then I tried to box on the outside a couple of times, maybe counter. I landed maybe 1 or 2 counters on it, but it wasn't enough. You know, he kept coming and at his distance. He wasn't getting too close to where now he's vulnerable. He knew what he was doing. I tried, I just couldn't. You know, he's big and strong and kept coming with a lot of punches, and he just didn't give me the time. You know, he had a great game plan.
Hey, Mikey. Congratulations on a great effort. Strength and conditioning coach Mikey Showstone once said, when a fighter moves up in weight, he should stay there and not come back down. Do you think moving back down to lightweight to 135 would be in your best interest physically?
Look, if I moved up in weight, I never ballooned up too heavy. I never went, you know, got too big with muscle mass or anything like that. We just added a little bit of muscle mass so that I could be at welterweight for this fight. But I mean, even weighing in, I was at 45 and a half. You know, I wasn't a big welterweight. You know, I feel I can come back down to the lower divisions and perform great. I don't think it would affect. I think if I decided to come down to the lower weight class, I could perform just as good.
Mikey, quick question. Was there any time during the fight, as Errol was starting to really come on, that you said to yourself, boy, I'm really not a welterweight?
No. It wasn't never that moment, you know, or that thought. He just had a lot of endurance, and he gave, you know, that strength, the size. Obviously, you know, was giving me trouble. But you know, I tried to box during those moments. You know, I tried to stay on the outside when he did come on the attack, and I was blocking a lot. I was trying to block a lot of the punches, trying to wait for that opening. But it just wasn't there. Whenever I did let my hands go, after he was letting his hands go, he ducked down right underneath, and I was able to catch him. He just fought a very good fight. But I felt strong, I felt good. I just couldn't pull it off.
Mikey, Eric Mora de Telemundo. Antes de la pelea platicábamos y nos decías que en algún momento tu familiares, tu entrenador, te decían, sabes que no pelees contra él.
Sí.
En ese momento y cuando estabas arriba del ring, ¿te pasó eso por la mente? ¿Te arrepientes de haberte subido al ring, de haber sacado una derrota? ¿Y qué te llevas de esta pelea?
No, mira, no me arrepiento de nada. Aunque, pues, por obvias razones, muchos decían que no tomara esta pelea. Pero el que pues no arriesga no gana mucha gloria. Yo arriesgué para tratar de conseguir gloria, para tratar de dejar mi nombre, hacer historia, y pues desafortunadamente no fue de mi lado, no fue de mi parte. En la pelea yo estaba pues dispuesto a pelear, a eso veníamos. En un momento mi hermano estaba preguntando que cómo me sentía, que si a lo mejor estaba bien que la parara porque no quería quedarme golpeado. Un round que atacó bastante Errol Spence. Recibí golpes y preguntó mi hermano, oye, no quiero que recibas tantos golpes, y la voy a parar. Dije, no, déjame enseñarme que todavía puedo, nomás no me la pares. Y peleé el siguiente round, hice un poquito mejor y me dejaron continuar mi pelea. Yo no quería que me pararan la pelea porque no estaba lastimado de esa manera, pero nunca corrió la idea de que a lo mejor pues te hayas hecho caso. No, yo estoy contento con que vinimos a hacer lo que quería yo hacer, no se pudo, pero hice todo de mi parte, peleé bien, peleé como un guerrero que soy, enseñarles que yo puede ganar, no se puede.